Guys, this is Astranox and this video is about re-rolling using the free 5-star hero and artifact tickets that you can that you have even on new accounts. You get them in the inbox. So here are the possibilities. There's so many, but I'm gonna give my thoughts on why you would select these heroes and like my experience using some of these heroes. Like Ken was my selective summon, and my plan was to have a Katis and Ken, so I got her before selective summon. Then I got Ken, and my plan was to farm Golem 11. So with Carmen Rose I can do that, and Ken can be used everywhere in the game, almost everywhere. You're gonna use him in Golem 11. I can even do Wyvern 11 with Ken. I can use Ken for Raid, Labyrinth. I use Ken in Guild War. I use him in Arena. Defense, offense. Guild War, defense, offense. He's a god. I'm gonna explain why if you don't know. Gonna put it down as simply as it can be. And that's my team. So Carmen Rose, 3-star hero. Mascot Hazel, you get her for free. And my two heroes, Ken and Akatis. But now the thing is, you are getting potentially 3 5-star heroes, right? You're getting 2 from the tickets, plus 1 that you could get from Selective Summon. That is insane to start with, guys. So let's say you're going with Ken, right? Because I almost don't see any reason why you should not get him. So Ken, his damage is based on attack, but for the most part from his health. And so you're giving him HP, you're giving him health, he's getting more tanky, he's dealing more damage. So that is a beautiful thing in this game. And he's a bruiser, he's going to be a bruiser. He's got some of the strongest debuffs in the game. Decreased defense on skill 1, on skill 2. He's got increased speed for himself on skill 2, 3-turn cooldown only. This has decreased attack debuff, stun, and gives you the vigor buff. So let me break it down. Defense debuff is you're reducing the target's defense by 70%, right? You're gonna be roughly dealing double the damage you were dealing before against that target with your whole team. So it's not a selfish hero. His synergy with other heroes is amazing. And you've got increased speed. That's 30 speed increase for him for 2 turns out of 3. You've got 75% chance to decrease defense on that skill 2, and it ignores effect resistance when you have vigor. How do you get vigor? You get it when you use skill 3, and it lasts 4 turns. It increases your attack by 30% and your defense by 30%. It is crazy. Like, all these things together makes him a god, and I highly recommend that you start with him, because you can literally use him almost everywhere in the game, and he is definitely worth your Molagoras, your precious Molagoras. He's definitely a worthy hero. And not only that, like, you also get 40 fighting spirit when you kill an enemy with skill 2. You need 100 to trigger skill 3, and you are gaining 15 when you attack with skill 1. Even if you trigger a dual attack, it's going to give you fighting spirit, and if you bring it to plus 3, that's 20, right? So it builds up quite fast, and then you can pop this thing and it deals so much damage. The multipliers are great. And just to show you real quick my Ken, so I would say, because you guys are here, you want to know the team compositions that you should be going for, right? That's just my Ken. That's his stats, and I'm 49 days in on Europe. You can definitely start a new account with like the crazy possibilities that you could get from these summons. And let me go back into it. So what you should focus on, I would say it's mostly PvP, especially as a free-to-play player. But yeah, the real end game in this game is like, it comes down to PvP, Arena, Guild Wars. That's what I those are my thoughts about that. It might be different for other players, but I would say another hero that you should go for. Let's say a team composition that would be really ridiculous to start off with would be, okay, you have Ken, right? Now you will need some sustain. Let's not think about PV. I know Tamarine, she's really good. She's godly, right? But I feel like PvE is not that big of a deal. You have to rank high in PvP, and to do that you need a really solid defense team. And yeah, you need a solid defense, and you need a solid offense as well. But if you have a solid defense, you can use like heroes like Ken to be the bruiser on your defense and your offense, and you can take out a lot of teams just with Ken alone. But Krau is really strong, and I definitely recommend having him for arena defense and Guild War defense. He can be used in PvE as well, because this skill penetrate the enemy's defense. It's like pure damage. You're penetrating their defense with this. The exact multiplier, sorry, I don't know it. I feel like it's something like 70% of his HP. So let's say you got him to like 20,000 HP, you got him 25,000, you got him to 30,000 HP. When that thing goes, baby, like if they don't have, it's not called immortality, invulnerability. If they don't have that, man, they are goners. They're gonna die. They're gonna die. So Krau is the perfect hero to hold Aureus. Aureus is such a powerful artifact. It increases your whole team's defense by 10%, and also it redirects damage onto the carrier. So it would be Krau, and what's good about it is that he's taking the damage, and when he drops below 50% HP, it's on, boys. He uses skill 3 and he's gonna delete someone. He's just gonna delete someone off the enemy team in most cases, and that's really strong. And you can use that mechanic in PvE as well. You can use it against really tough encounters. You can use that in the automaton tower and the floors that are above 90, because before 90 it's quite easy. And he's really good. And not only that, he also gives you defense buff. Defense buff increases your whole team's defense by 60%. That is some crazy survival increase. Now, I would recommend that you work on farming Golem 11 and not farm Wyvern 11. I would say that speed is not a stat you should tunnel vision. You should aim to balance all your stats and make your team as tanky as possible. You don't need that much speed, really. You don't need any speed. You could have the enemy go multiple times, and as long as you tank their damage, you will do just fine. You can sustain your team, and you can just eventually just take him out. You can control them. You can then take him out. You can single him out. You have way more possibilities when you balance your stats, and you are tanky enough to take the damage coming your way. And so the thing is that increased defense is very powerful. This is only on a 3-turn cooldown, which is ridiculous, and it also decreases combat readiness, and this goes up to 50% reduction. Very good, not only in PvP but in PvE as well. And provoke on skill 1 is such an annoying skill. When you keep on getting provoked, they are forced to attack him. So, and everything scales based, damage dealt increased proportional to caster's defense, but for the most part he scales off of his HP, his health, and the big damage comes from that skill 3 man. He mounts this he mounts this horse and just deletes the target, man. It's so satisfying. I wish I had him on any of my 3 accounts. God, I wish I did pull him. Anyways, yeah, there's the barrier too. There's a barrier just to top it off, right? A barrier too, and grants an extra turn for 20 souls. Just a great hero, right? Now let's say, I would say, okay, I've been talking too long about this whole thing. You guys are like, yo, where's the OP, the godly team composition you're gonna come up with? Just end this thing already. We want to start re-rolling, right? So okay, I'm gonna recommend you guys. You're gonna go with Ken, right? And for your healer, you can get that healer from Selective Summon. You can get that healer from like before Selective Summon with your Covenant bookmarks. Maybe you luck out, or if not, well, you get it from the Selective Summon. You've got Angelica and you've got Akates for some of the strongest healers in the game. Only 4-star, and okay, there's pros and cons, right? So here's the team so far. You're gonna have Ken, you're gonna have Krau, and okay, here's my perfect team. Sorry guys, here's the perfect team. You want to go for that? That's totally insane if you pull it, right? It's gonna be Ken, Krau, and Destina. Ken, Krau, and Destina is so powerful. You are using 3 different elements. You got fire, earth, and ice. So when you're attacking on offense, you are baiting different elements into different heroes, and they are not gonna single out one hero. And not only that, you have strength in each element, and Destina is top tier in PvP defense. She's such an amazing healer, and I mean, she gives combat rudeness 15% per debuff removed, and it can happen up to 4 times. The cooldowns are long, right? But for PvP, she's a goddess, right? And she boosts combat rudeness by 30% with skill 2, and she heals here. And most of the healing happens based on her max HP, beside this one that scales off the target's max health. But when you soul burn, it scales off of her max HP. Very, very strong healer. I recommend that you get that to +3 for -1 turn cooldown. But this is for PvP, right? Now for PvE, you're gonna need an extra healer. Now for another healer, I would recommend between Akates and Angelica. So if you can pull this insane team composition of Ken, Krau, Destina, and Angelica, or Akates, you are in such a good start. It's ridiculous, because PvE is not gonna be that big of an issue. PvP, it's where the magic happens. It's where your sky stones every week are gonna come in from, and that's gonna let you grind for more or summon for more. But I recommend that you convert your sky stones into energy. And yeah, these are my thoughts, but let's just talk about here the Soul Weavers and which team composition you're gonna be using for Golem or Wyvern 11. So here it is. You're gonna pull, let's say, Angelica, right? I would say in terms of PvP, Angelica is gonna be stronger than Akates. So if you want that perfect start for your initial team in PvP for your defense, and you can use that for offense as well, Ken, Krau, Destina, and Angelica is just insane. You're gonna put Aureus on your Krau. Ken, you're gonna put whatever best you can find, and that's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insanity, and you've got multiple chances to pull that Aureus. That Aureus, you get it. You get a chance from Adventure's Path, but also all throughout your grinding in the adventure. As you complete the main chapters, you will be gaining multiple 4-star artifacts, and you better have your finger crossed for that Aureus, because the Aureus is gonna be quite game-changing for you, and it's gonna boost your survival by a lot. And I would say that if you don't get it, don't fret. Like, you're gonna eventually pull it. You could save for Mystic Summons and eventually get that Aureus. You could save your dust. You need 60 dust in the shop here, and you could wait for it to show up. Of course, it's not ideal, but that's a way to obtain it, right? That's a way to obtain it. So let's get back into the journal real quick. So I still haven't talked about artifacts, right? Because I would say heroes are a lot more important than artifacts. And like I said, there's so many different possibilities. You could go for that speed tunnel visioning team that is gonna like blow stuff up in PvP mostly. You're gonna need some sustain for PvE, but that's just one way to look at things. That is how I feel like would be a perfect start for me. And I feel like if you want to dedicate a lot of time into PvP, you like PvP, and you want a really great start, something you're not gonna regret later down the line, and like you can kill so many players that have no sustain on their defense in Arena or in Guild Wars. You can just tank their damage and just take them out, because that team is gonna be so tanky, it's gonna be ridiculous. Now, the Soul Weaver, you've got a Katis too. So if you get Angelica, you can just go and build a Wyvern 11 team, right? You're gonna use, okay, you're gonna have Krau, man. You're gonna have Krau. He's gonna be in the front line. You're gonna have Angelica. She's gonna be in the back. She's gonna be healing Krau. Now you just build a Tarnargard 3-star warrior. Applies defense down. He's giving combat readiness when he procs a dual attack. He's an amazing hero. Skill 175% chance to apply defense down for 1 turn. Very, very good. And your next hero is going to be a free hero. It's Alexa. You're going to build her connection. And she deals a lot of damage, man. You turn off her skills. You put Daydream Joker on her. And she's just going to delete Wyvern 11. She deals insane damage. You can check out my Wyvern 11 videos. I even use her as a 4-star hero. And the bulk of the damage comes from the dual attacks, because she crits with 85% crit chance. You get 15% bonus against elemental advantage. When you are at elemental advantage and with Daydream Joker, high crit damage and defense down applied on the target, she will delete Wyvern, okay? And you get her for free. So what you have to worry about is getting Tarnargard. If you don't pull him from that Selective Summon or shortly after or before from Covenant Bookmarks, you will have to save your Mystic Summons. But I would say it's not the end of the world. I mean, he could be replaced with a Karen. I feel like Tarnargard is more optimal for higher uptime on defense down debuff. But yeah, Angelica would definitely allow you to farm Wyvern 11. But I would tell you that it's better to farm Golem 11 for making your team as tanky as possible. The runes there, 15% HP, 15% defense increase, and attack set. These are going to be, it's going to be better for Can to get more HP, more survival, more damage, and make your whole team more tanky in general. Akatis, this is where she comes in. In Golem 11, she is amazing, okay? Attack down debuff cuts the attack in half. 50% chance for 2 turns on skill 1. Quite ridiculous. And invincibility is very powerful, but the healing is not that good on that. This is beautiful. It removes all debuffs and then heal, only on a 3-turn cooldown. You put like a prophetic candlestick on her, she's gonna do beautifully. If you luck out on these artifacts and you pull a Shimadra staff, man, that is gonna be huge for your team. If you're running with a Destina and Angelica, or a Destina and a Katis for PvP, but of course Destina and Angelica together will be way more annoying to deal with. But yeah, if you're lucky enough to have a Shimadra staff, that is quite insane, right? Because it increases all healing, all sources of healing. It can even be lifesteal. It can be continuous healing buff, 15% of the target's HP healed every turn, and it gets increased by Shimadra's staff. It's beautiful, and if you have 2 healers, that's gonna increase your healing output by a lot, and it's definitely going to be put to good use. That is for damn sure. Okay, so another artifact. There's so many guys. Like I could talk on forever, but Rod of Amaryllis, of course, is definitely amazing. It's gonna every time you use a non-attack skill, it also heals the lowest HP target on your team, ally on your team. So you put that like on Angelica, you can put it on a Katis, but the best is to put it on a hero that you use most of the time, like have short cooldowns on non-attack skills. So like even Angelic Montmorency, her specialty changed into Angelic Montmorency, it is quite insane on her. Skill 2, 2-turn cooldown, skill 3, 3-turn cooldown, and gives you 50% combat shrewdness when she uses it. She cycles through her skills so fast. An amazing healer, only 3-star Montmorency. If you have a Katis, right, you can build Montmorency into Angelic Montmorency, and she's gonna be that fort on your arena defense and your arena even offense. You can use her. She can heal all content in the game almost. She is very, very, very good, okay? Idol's Cheer, very good for offense. It's just guarantee combat readiness on your highest attack hero, and when your healer is alone and they have Idol's Cheer, they're just gonna cycle through their skills so fast, and the enemy team might never be able to kill like an Angelica on defense, and like the enemy team is gonna die from arena lightning damage over time, and they're not gonna be able to kill her or her and like your other healer, your Destina. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, guys. So yeah, now how much time do I have left before I have to end this recording, because I'm gonna run out of space, guys. So you guys, maybe you want to know other heroes. Yeah, Vildred, like he's very good, like farmer and all that. Guys, you don't have to worry about a farmer. You can just use friend Vildreds to just destroy the enemy team. You can use on your team a healer, and the farmer would be your friend, right? You just keep adding like whatever farmer you want. You want Vildred, you want Arbiter Vildred or something. You keep adding people that have the hero that you want to farm with. And on your team, you could add a second damage dealer. I like to do this. I run a cleaver on my team, and a friend to speeds the run up. And I'm using Church of Ilrios Axe. He's a dark moonlight hero. Only 3-star specialty change into Chaosic Axe. He can sustain himself and deal crazy damage. But yeah, you can use a cleaver for yourself that can heal himself with lifesteal set or something, and a friend that cleave too, like a Vildred or whatever it says. And you can clear so fast, guys. Don't worry about the farmer. It's really like not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Okay, Kayron is extremely powerful. Ken could be replaced by, let's say, Kayron. That's another way to go about it. But Kayron, I mean, yeah, he can die and stay alive. That's really good. Decrease hit chance. They have 50% chance of missing. They only deal 75% damage, and they cannot crit, they cannot land any debuff. It's very strong. It's very strong. He starts AoEing with Dust Devil. He can trigger this back to back. A very powerful hero for sure. Kayron can be used in multiple areas of the game. He's probably not gonna give as much morale when you camp in Labyrinth or Raid. So remember that, guys. Ken is definitely gonna give you more, and he will bring more for your team. Defense down and attack down debuff is very, very, very powerful. Give me a second. All right, let me just talk about top for class, let's say. Charles, if you get Elbrus Ritual Sword, is going to be an amazing knight for you. He's going to keep on counter-attacking, especially when your team gets hit with area damage. Very, very powerful, but you need that Elbrus Ritual Sword. If you don't get it, you have to get it with dust from the shop. So yeah, he's gonna go on a whole other level when you get that Elbrus onto him. But I mean, if you're gonna have to build him with a balance of defense and offense. You can go full on offense, he's gonna just die. But very, very strong. So yeah, there's Charles with Elbrus Ritual Sword. Ravi, very good now after the buff. You could have Ravi, and you can use Durandal for the artifact. 5-star artifact gives her combat readiness even more when she's below 75% HP. And also you could use Sigurd's Sight for even more healing when she uses her skills. So there's that. Now Surmia, insane single target damage dealer. She can delete Golem 11, but you will need to kind of control the Golem's combat readiness, and that's where Lytica can come in. But I would say that PvE, you don't have to worry too much about it, man. Golem, I mean, Ken with the Kates, or Ken with Mascot Hazel, with like Carmen Rose, and like there's a bunch of different possibilities that you can run. Just try to use fire heroes for Golem. For Wyvern 11, try to use ice heroes. It's gonna make your life easier. It's gonna allow you to farm them earlier, and they won't need as much gear if you go that route. And yeah, I have to quickly jump between heroes, between roles here. Kisei, okay, she's alright, but I mean, you're not gonna use her in too many areas of the game. And like Alexa is gonna do more damage than Kisei, and she's 3-star and she's free. Vildred, yeah, Insane Farmer, can destroy in Banshee 11, in Azimanak Hunt if you have someone that can remove the Enrage buff. Kayron, I mean, Kayron can be used in Golem 11, but he's not gonna bring what Ken brings, that's for sure. Sez can be used in Wyvern 11, but he's not optimal. He just puts that unhealable debuff. It's not as good as other kind of free or just a 3-star hero like Tarnargard and Alexa. And Angelica can 3-man it, and you can have a father that gets experience in the back. Haste, he's good. Like, he's good. You can use him in Golem 11. I use him on my second account for Golem 11. Violet is very, very, very good, okay? You need Moonlight Dreamblade 4-star artifact for him to really shine, but if he can apply his passive skill too, he's gonna up his evasion by so much, and he's gonna be really annoying to deal with, especially with a lifesteal set. Like, you put him on lifesteal crit, he's gonna be able to sustain himself and deal so much damage. First hero, I got his skills to plus 15. Everything maxed out, and I don't regret it. He's very, very good. Deals really like a huge amount of damage. But he needs to get this up. If he gets outsped, doesn't have time to get it up, I mean, he's gonna die. You're gonna have to balance his stats, give him some survival, like maybe a ring with HP percentage or defense percentage, but most probably better to go with HP percentage in PvP because of defense down. But yeah, if he don't get that passive up, he's gonna die. I mean, unless you have an Assassin Cartuja Moonlight 4-star hero, which I mean is too hard to obtain. Like, that's gonna be hard to get these two together really, because these tickets are not gonna give you a Moonlight hero. So yeah, moving on here, and Soul Weavers. I mean, Tamarine, she's a goddess in PV. You could use Tamarine with Isaria, these two heroes, and then like Bellona, right? You could, let's say you want to destroy PvE content, right? You don't care too much about PvP. You're gonna go with like a Tamarine, Isaria, Bellona setup, and that's gonna do, it's gonna do some crazy stuff for you. So just throwing that out there for you guys that don't care too much about PvP. I mean, you can do all right. Tamarine on arena offense and Guild War offense is very, very good, especially with Isaria. So I mean, it's just your defense might be harder to build at that point, because Tamarine, she takes too long to build her. I mean, she needs to lower the cooldown of skill 3, and on defense, it's not gonna happen. Isaria, she's just gonna die. Bellona, she's just gonna die. But offense, yeah, if you can muster a good defense, you could definitely build something with these 3 characters that are quite great. But yeah, if you focus more on PvE, that is. Now for Ranger, Isaria, like I talked about, Yuna is free from connection. Lidica is very, very good, but Bellona, she's a goddess. In PvP, mostly offense, and you're not going to see her on defense, maybe Guild Wars. But in PvE, she deals damage based on the target's max health with this, and then she has defense down, and it boosts the damage. It roughly doubles the damage of this that scales based on the target's max health. In the Abyss, she's gonna destroy Abyss. Like most floors, besides like 85 with Dark Corvus, she's gonna do really good. And defense down, AoE, immunity here, and more AoE deals more damage based if they have more targets, more enemies. And you can trigger skill 1 that can trigger skill 3 is very powerful. So there's that. And Isaria, she can reset cooldown with skill 2. Skill 3 is decreased defense and able to be buffed. It's 100% chance if you have enough effectiveness, if they don't resist. Very, very strong. And this is just straight up gives them reset the cooldown and gives her another turn. And that's also 4 souls after +1. Anyways, I feel like that was a lot of information, guys, and I only covered like just mostly 5-star heroes, because I mean that's what's gonna come out of those tickets. But for Selective Summon, there's really a lot of different setups that you can run. But it's like I said, guys, Ken, Krau, Destina plus Angelica or Akates, that's really like kind of a dream team for me to start with, because that is gonna cover you early game, mid game, late game for PvP, and that's a lot of sky stones that you're gonna obtain. But there's other options for focusing more on PvE than PvP, and even if you start with that team that I talked about, you can do really good. If you don't go for these 3 5-star heroes, you can do Ken, Krau, and Angelica, or Ken, Krau, Akates, and get some other stuff in there that you feel like is gonna work out just fine. But I feel like I feel like I gave a lot of information. I'm not sure how long I can record more. Maybe I'm gonna have to stop, or it's already cut. All right, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Press the bell icon for to be notified whenever I release a new video, and check out my other videos. They should be showing up on the screen now. Playlists of all sorts: Arena, Guild Wars, guys, tips and how-tos, and Abyss Floor 62+. So check those out if you haven't. And if I get enough requests, I can do another bunch of like team compositions that you guys can use for maybe more for PvE, or maybe more oriented for PvP offense. But there's so many different combination, guys, so I can't just cram all this into one video, because I'm gonna talk too fast, and a lot of players will not understand. They will not know who, like, these, like, if I start throwing a bunch of heroes name, like, some players that are starting out, they don't know who the hell those heroes are. So I kind of have to, like, stay at a decent pace. So yeah, bear with me. And yeah, it's a lot of information. I try to explain why their kit are so good and why they're gonna help you so much. And but yeah, don't tunnel vision speed. I mean, Wyvern 11, it's fun to farm and all that, but I feel like Golem 11 is solid, guys. I did 1 month as a free-to-play player in Arena and on Europe, and I did play a lot. Maybe 17 hours average per day, and then that dropped to 15, then 14. But my sky stones are running out, so I mean, yeah, I did hit legend rank 1 to get all the sky stones and all that from promotion rewards. But yeah, the farming is gonna come to a halt, or like, I mean, it's gonna definitely slow down. But anyways, hope this was helpful to you guys. Hit that like button if it was, and good luck with your summoning. You can get a really amazing team going, and that's your chance right now to do it. So yeah, good luck. All right, peace out for now.